Yep. I'll just take him. Oh, he's not on there? Yeah. Well, g'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lark Hill Sportsplex. The Fuel to Go and Play Premiership Round 12 game between the Rockingham Sharks And the Joondalup Giants is second v fourth on the ladder. The Sharks, well, they're a chance of regaining top spot if they can get a win here today by more than 10 points. The Fremantle Roosters with the bye, so it'll be just on for and against. That will get them back into top spot. But the Joondalup Giants, they'll be hoping to keep their slim chances of a top 2 finish alive as we see the home team making their way out, led by Captain Keelan Tudor Edwards. This is how they line up. The backs are in different jerseys, but Logan Barclay in 3 will play at fullback. Ti Atalua Afitu Kerai and Kurt Damian are the wingers. Surla Pera and James Blackburn in the centres. Keelan Tudor Edwards and Kelvin Coleman their halves. Marcel Loader, Kalepi Louis and Brodie Gilchrist make up their front row. Brendan White, Zach McIntyre and Tom Murphy the back row. TJ Moronga, Peter Worth, Damien Worth and Terence Ramika is the bench as we wait now for the Giants. The referees out there, and here they come, led by their captain Joel Irvine. This is how they line up. Trav Haney at fullback, Leon White and Tyron Davis the wingers, Jermaine White and Dylan Davis the centres, Tiger Williams and Gus Marshall the halves pairing up front. They've got Jack Bullard, Joel Irvine and dummy half Kingston Nuasiolo. Langi Kingi, Matthew Likiana and Zine Caruth are the back row. Dylan Phillips backing up from the Val Murphy Trophy game earlier comes onto their bench to join Desmond Biddle, Geronia Raya and Zan Pomare Tatagalaveo. With the Joondalup Giants to kick off. Gus Marshall to get us underway. And we are go. Here in Rockingham, Coleman has to come forward, slides on his knees to get that one. We've got the sun right in our eyes in the early part of this twilight fixture. 4:30 kickoff, a little later than normal. It's McIntyre with the ball. Murphy looks like he's jumping into dummy half here for the early going, rather than Gilchrist. As the Sharks make their way up over halfway on their first set. Take it forward through Louis. Good strong charge around the legs that will allow a quick play the ball. Murphy gets the ball back to Coleman for the kick. Puts it up high. There should be a contest. White got up. I think White's knocked that on. And that should be a 0 tackle as the Giants come up with it. So good first set. Whenever you can finish a set with a contest for the high ball, that's pretty good going. And it looks like Peter Worth has started the game as well in jersey 15 out in the middle. We saw him have a run there in that set. So a few late changes to how the Sharks are lining up. Heavy weather of this at the moment, the Giants, although there's a good charge from Caruth. Gets them up towards the 30-metre line, but that is tackle 5. So going to need a big boot here from Marshall. He gets underneath it, so he gets more height than distance, and it's caught on the 40-metre line by Afitu Kerai. So pretty good field position, but they've blown it on the second tackle. Knocked on by Pera. And the Giants get the ball after an error. Well, it's been a strong start from Rockingham, but that mistake will mean the first real opportunity of the day goes the way of the Giants. Caruth tipping that on to Bullard. Short interchange of passing. Marciolo waits at dummy half, goes to Irvine. Irvine tipped that almost a no-look pass to Kingy, but Kingy does well to catch it and then beats a couple. A strong run from Caruth. The Giants looking to fire a shot. Out the back it goes to Haney. He's always dangerous. Gets away from one, gets the pass out, and there is a try saver. Knocking the ball down. Fitukilai. He's developing a bit of a reputation as an intercept king. Fitukilai, but couldn't hold on to that one, but it still saved a certain try. Travis Haney looking very dangerous. Skipped to the outside of his man. Created the 2-on-1. And almost first point for the Giants. They still might get them with a scrum feed in a pretty good position. Referee not happy with the way that one of the teams was bound there, so come back and have another crack as Williams goes out to White. White put down onto his back. That'll be a slow play, the ball. Work down the short side. Williams turning that underneath. Ricciana. Out in behind Bullard. Goes to Marshall. Marshall goes to Haney, and they're up on him quickly this time. He doesn't miss. Surlapera makes the tackle. They come back towards the middle. Look to reset through Carruth. He's been busy. Run from dummy half from Niwasiolo. Tackle 5. Williams is at dummy half. So Marshall puts a little kick through. It's off the legs of the Sharks, and well, it's cleaned up by Rockingham. So they survived the first attacking raid from the Giants. Now they'll just look to complete this set and get the ball down the other end. They've had to do a little bit of defence. It's Pera. He's wrestled down onto his back by Marshall. And also Irvine. Barclay takes a charge. He runs straight at the mark as he picks out Gus Marshall. A run from White. And he's come up with the error. Well, he's remonstrating with the referee, but not going to get too much joy. They're coming up with a couple of errors here, the Sharks, and they're giving Joondalup plenty of opportunities. They'll once again start this set inside Sharks territory as it goes to White. It's Jermaine White. We've got a Jermaine White, we've got a Leon White, and then on the Sharks side we've got a Brendan White. Kiana not making too much territory with the ball so far in this set, and tried to change direction there at the last minute. He saw the Sharks line speed trying to get up in his face, but the change of direction there from Bullard, saw the ball just bounce off his chest, and the Sharks come up with it. So Murphy to dummy half. They work the blind side. Pera, he looks to get on the outside of Davis, flicks it out to Afitu Kerai. He's up against the sideline, does well to stay in the field of play. Goes across the face now to Tudor Edwards. They go to the middle. Through Louis, looks to find his front for a quick play the ball. Change of the point of the attack, goes to White running the line. And the pass called forward from Keelan Tudor Edwards. Before they can even start to build pressure, they let Joondalup off the hook. A few errors creeping into this one from both teams. That was getting late in the set. Joondalup having to bring it out of their own end now. Solid contact. Worth involved in the tackle. Down low. They drive him back. McIntyre also in there. Davis comes in for a carry. Takes some pressure off his forwards. Marshall tips it on to Bullard. Back into the middle of the field, but again, they're making hard work of it here, the Giants. Goes to Marshall. He gets a pass flicked underneath to Carruth. Carruth dancing through half a hole but runs into Coleman. Coleman's got him high. Seen Carruth stay down. There's a bit of concern straight away from the Giants players. You even see Peter Worth in there pretty much straight away to check on him, make sure he's okay. This would be a blow for the Giants. Seen Carruth, he's been pretty good for them in the early going in this game. Looks like there might be a bit of claret about as well, perhaps. He's back up on his feet. You would expect he'll come from the field here after that heavy contact. It's not actually a penalty for a high shot. It was. Looks like we are just going to have a play the ball once the change is made. Pomare Tutakalavao. Big unit makes his way out onto the field. On the final play, Marshall gets underneath it again, getting more height than distance. And once again, the Sharks start with this in pretty decent field position. Kurt Damien. Now it goes to Barclay. Barclay again, targeting Gus Marshall, running straight at him. Gets a good 15, 20 metres on that carry. Making sure that the Giants' number 7 gets through plenty of work. He's been ruled to have stripped this one out. So a penalty to Rockingham. White has the first carry of the new set of 6. We're about 9 minutes gone. Still looking for first points. 0-all on the cash converter scoreboard as it goes to Coleman. He turns that one underneath. He's got the head bandaged up, Kelvin Coleman. It was a bit of friendly fire because McIntyre seems to have the same adornment. We're all just trying to look like their coach, Tom Murphy. Now Perra flicks that one over. White gets a touch on it. That'll be 6 again. And the held call. So another set of 6 coming for the Sharks. This goes to Tudor Edwards. He steps off the right, comes back towards the blind side. Not too much doing. But he stands in the tackle. Fights towards the line. Murphy gets to dummy half. There's a fair bit of width there. It goes out to Louis. Louis goes wider to Coleman. They go out to McIntyre. McIntyre tips that on and they should score in the corner. They get down low. Diemiand gets in for the Sharks. And the first points go to Rockingham. So 4-0. Kick to Kiam on the cash converter scoreboard. Around the grounds, courtesy of Franklin Offshore Australia. North Beach Sea Eagles at half time, leading the South Perth Lions 24 points to 14. Sea Eagles got out to a really fast start in that one. Scored the first 2 or 3 tries, but the Lions have worked their way back into it. They're close enough if good enough. Sea Eagles currently 3rd on the ladder and South Perth, well, they're too far from finals. Still plenty of pride in the club. They'll be looking to be a thorn in the side of the rest of the competition. The kick now from out wide. Tudor Edwards. Nothing overly flash with that try. Just good hands, played with good width. Right from the first pass from dummy half as Tudor Edwards. It's that towards the post, but waved away. So, about 12 minutes gone. It's 4-0 to Rockingham on the Cash Converter scoreboard. Marshall will get us underway as we peer into the setting sun. Well, there's a good carry from the 7. He gets the pass away and they're off down the touchline. Stepping inside Haney, and on foot play 1, they're up over halfway. Well, what a kick return that is. Now straight and hard. Good carry there from the try scorer, Diamond. Trying to change the momentum with their defence. Amare in there, making that tackle. Out the back to Tudor Edwards. He dummies, goes himself. He's rolled over and put down, but does get a quick play the ball. Murphy, the pass hits the deck. It's picked up by Coleman. He thinks about kicking, shapes to kick and then runs. Beats the first defender. Now goes Tudor Edwards, kicking towards the corner. Fitu Kerai will get up. He'll knock that forward, I think, of Fitu Kerai. Pera will plant it in the in-goal, but I think knocked on. And coming out to the 20-metre line for the tap. I think he might have been a little off-centre there, Davis, so that's the reason he was sent back. The referee was happy to let him take the quick tap, but you still got to take it in the middle of the 20-metre line. So back for another go. It's Leon White. He's put down there. Getting out of dummy half goes Kingy. One of the few players in this Giants side that have made transitions into the forward pack, because their captain Joel Irvine was once a centre, now a front rower. Now Ricciana brings it up to the 40-metre line, goes to Marshall. Marshall tips it out to Irvine. Irvine goes further. That one's forward pass, you would think, and they're going to call the forward pass. Well, Surla Pera got right up in the face there. Frankie Kingy put on a big shot, and it looks like he might have come off the worst for wear, although Kingy's down on his haunches as well with the wind knocked out of him. He was charging up, looking to shut down that play before it could evolve. Forced to the forward pass, so he's come up with a result for his team, but he might not remember it. Looks in a little bit of distress. The Sharks trainer ran straight on with the hands in the air, trying to get the referee to stop the game. Paris sitting up now. Got a few delays in this game already. Could have seen Carruth for the Giants heading off earlier. Now Pera. To lose an outside back is never great. You've got a guy that's got the versatility of a Peter Worth, and you always feel like you can cover most situations if he is unable to continue. And he's making his way off the field. Looks like it'll be Brodie Gilchrist. Will make his way out onto the field. And the Sharks with the scrum feed after the forward pass. It does look like Worth has moved into the centres, as expected. And Murphy into a running forward role with Gilchrist on the park now. Gilchrist at dummy half, looks to wrap around, looked to get the ball back and just knocked it on. Well, that was a set play that they'd drawn up there, the Sharks. Execution not up to scratch though on that occasion. That wasn't how they ran it on Thursday night. To watch and see if they give that another crack later in the game. The first attempt gets an F-. As White from the scrum win for the Giants. Right in the middle of the field. Leaves the ball to Niwasiolo. Now Irvine tracking across field. Gets the fend into the chest of a couple. But all very sideways there from Irvine. Now Kingy. He had the stuffing knocked out of him last time he ran it. Puts his hand up and said, I want another carry. I'm all good. Look at him go. He continues to fight in the tackle. Now Marshall. Goes to Williams. He goes the short ball. And the ball hits the deck. Rockingham come away with it. Coleman wants to run the length. The referee's not having that. He'll come back for a scrum. Well, it's been a sloppy encounter, this one so far. Lots of errors from both teams. No team's really been able to build too much pressure. Almost a quarter of the game gone. It's 4-0 to the Rockingham Sharks on the Cash Converters scoreboard. But completion rates for both teams would be lower than the coaches would like. As Worth looks to get through the hole there, but he's shut down by Kingy. Now Barclay down a short side. Again at Marshall. Now Gilchrist at dummy half. Murphy. He runs at Marshall as well. Runs over the top of him. And he earns his side a penalty as well. Well, looks pretty clear the tactic here from Rockingham. Just find Gus Marshall in the defensive line and keep running at him. I don't know whether that's necessarily because they see him as a defensive liability. I think it's more to do with sapping his energy for attack. Louis, good footwork at the line. The Sharks, an opportunity to extend their lead. Gilchrist at dummy half. Goes to Coleman. Coleman out the back. They shift that one on. McIntyre. He's not too far away. And Murphy picks out a target towards the line. He's put down. Gilchrist waits at dummy half. They've got a couple lined up. They go the short option. I think he's put that down. Loader, and they come up with the error. So another set ends with a mistake. This time the Rockingham Sharks. "19 minutes gone, 4 points to nil to the Sharks. on the cash converter scoreboard. There's Haney. Haney looks to create something. Gets the ball out to Davis. He's put down up against the touchline, but Travis Haney certainly looks the man most likely for Joondalup. You'd like to see him get more involved, though. Because every time he has touched it, he's created headaches for Rockingham. Ricciana held up and driven backwards. Bullard wants a run. Ooh, the pass from dummy half was an absolute bullet. I don't know whether that did Bullard too many favours, but he took the catch. Now Pomare stands in the tackle, always hard to put down. Up towards the halfway line on tackle 5. Goes back to Marshall for the kick. A little bit more distance on that one. But Barclay takes it on the full. And runs over the top of Tiger Williams. And straight back to his feet, but both halves having to do some of the tough stuff. See the other half, Marshall involved in that tackle. It's Louis again, straight at Marshall. Gilchrist plays it. Now White. He's going to make about 500 tackles in this game, Gus Marshall. He's in there again with Irvine. Now two to Edwards. Dummy to the underneath runner. Goes to Coleman. Out the back it goes. Barclay gets it wide up. Blackburn down the touchline. Bumps away from one. Well, he stayed down. He's right in the ruck. Put his body on the line there in front of James Blackburn. Having some real success down that right-hand side, the Sharks. And losing a player from your defensive line out there won't help them. Might be Tyron Davis. The Giants, that would be terrible for him if it is again a long-term injury. He hasn't had the best of luck with injuries. Looks like Dylan Phillips played a full game in Val Murphy Trophy earlier. He's going to go out onto that wing. Both teams have lost outside backs as the Sharks, they look to shift from sideline to sideline. Barclay straightens, looks to go through Marshall, stands in the tackle. And that'll be the handover. So that was tackle 5. Happy to keep the ball in hand. There the Sharks, and give the Giants the ball right down this end of the park. Get plenty into the tackle there and, well, tip him into an awkward position right at the end. Zan Pomare Tutagalaveo, he wasn't too happy. It was Terence Ramica that he took exception to. Get the penalty. Giants will get us back underway. It's a nice run to start the set. Well, he's been really good, Rangi Kingy, but he's dropped the ball right at the end of that run. Saw him just rest the ball on the ground, tried to disguise it. Referee and touch judge didn't miss it. And the sloppiness of this contest continues. Hasn't been the prettiest exhibition of rugby league in Western Australia, but the Sharks still leading 4 points to 0. As the try scorer, Kurt Damian, takes the run off the scrum win. Now Loader. Loader is put down heavily by the Giants' defence. Now Murphy at the back to Tudor Edwards. Short ball to White. White beats one, gets the pass away to Worth. The ball's still there, kicked away eventually by Marshall, I think. He's going to call a knock on both ways. The first one will be against the Sharks. I think this will be a Joondalup feed, but White, well, he's a great line runner. He does a lot of good things as an edge forward, does Brandon White. Tried to get the pass around the corner through traffic, through defenders, to Worth. Worth got his hands to it, but couldn't reel it in, knocked it forward. Jermaine White takes that run there. Amare Tutagalavao. Now Williams goes to the line, ball in two hands, but didn't really have any enthusiastic runners outside him. That one hits the deck, picked up on the bounce by 24, Geronia Raya. Zine Carruth back out onto the park. So good to see he's back, recovered from his injury. Back out into the middle. Had a run there. Kurt Damian perched underneath that Gus Marshall kick. Brings it back towards the middle of the field. Chopped down around the bootlaces by Carruth. Now Barclay. Barclay runs at Irvine. Heavy contact. Work down the short side. The fit to Kerai. Oof, good strong carries, but good contact there as well by Carruth. Fighting in the tackle. On tackle 5, it goes back to Coleman. He's going to try and put it down into a corner. Haney's well positioned. Comes up with it. Runs into the kicker. And Coleman makes the tackle. Around the grounds, courtesy of Franklin Offshore Australia. Last time we had the score from North Beach, South Perth, it was 24-14 and the Lions were still in the hunt. Well, it was 30 unanswered points to the Sea Eagles after that. They've run away with that game, 54 points to 14. So a comfortable win for North Beach, a bit of a boost to their for and against as well, which in a tight competition could be vital to securing that top 2 spot, which could be all important, the double chance. We've still got a real contest here, 4 points to 0. The Rockingham Sharks leading the Joondalup Giants on the cash converter scoreboard. As that catch taken. Oh, very solid shot. No arms involved in the tackle there from Raya. That'll be a penalty to Rockingham. Rockingham not too happy about the tackle. Joondalup not too happy with the call. The Sharks find the line. Piggy back out of their own end. No damage done. Sharks power their way up towards the halfway line. Gilchrist, that was a very flat pass from dummy half to Murphy. It's allowed to go. It's now to Coleman. Two to Edwards. Going across field. Gets it out to Barclay. Barclay turns that underneath to Worth. Well, if he had been able to straighten off those old knees, he might have been able to go through a hole. Not quite the same speed he might have once had, Worth. On tackle 5. Go to White. White gets the pass away. It's intercepted by Davis. Davis, he's got Barclay in front of him. Coleman comes across and jams him into the turf. He gets to his feet, pushed back down, earns a penalty. Coleman and Davis share an embrace. He might have got one up over his mate there. Dylan Davis. And the Giants looking for their first points of the game. 11 minutes left until half-time. Carruth at dummy half. Goes to Irvine. Irvine dummy to his runner on the outside. Goes himself. And the Sharks are offside. So another penalty to the Giants, which should put them into a very good field position now. Marshall comes across. Says, let's kick it out. Let's set something up. Phillips goes and grabs the ball. White taps it and takes off. I thought he might have been asked to go back and actually take it on the mark, but nonetheless, Phillips out of dummy half. Damian gets a piggyback ride from him. Play the ball now to Carruth. Carruth goes from dummy half. Looks to burrow his way over and does. The referee's happy. Well, that was pretty soft in the end, but the Giants are on the board and it's 4-4 with a kick to come. Just a run from dummy half. A powerful man, Zane Carruth. From that range. Was always going to be hard to stop, and as it turned out, impossible to stop. Marshall has a kick now to try and put the Giants in front. Both teams making changes for this last 10 minutes. Damien Worth with his boarding pass for the Sharks, and Desmond Biddle ready to come on for the Giants. Marshall moves in, hits that towards the post. The touch judges one up, one down, and referee says no goal. So waved away. Well, one touch judge had the flag in the air, one waved it away, and the referee, he said miss. Well, there's a controversial moment perhaps. So 4-4 on the Cash Converter scoreboard. 8.5 until half time. Kick towards the sideline, and White has a little bobble, gets it on the second attempt. Kingy out of dummy half, does a little bit of a goose step before he gets to the line, bounces away from Ramaka. Now Biddle with his first carry. Haney, he looks to find some space in around the ruck as well. Carruth from dummy half, he'll go himself. The try scorer. Chopped down low. And they get to the final play, the kick from Marshall. Taken on the full by Barclay. He carries it back for the Sharks. Well, a good set after points from Joondalup. Marshall involved in the tackle. It's Worth. Runs over the top of Davis. Strong carry from Peter Worth. Now Damien Worth on the back of that. Marshall and White make the tackle. Now to Brendan White. Goes back to Coleman for the final play. Again looking to kick to a corner. A little juggle there from Phillips, but held on to it. And both teams getting to their set completions in the last couple of sets. Joondalup working it out of their own end with Pomare. Oh, bent over awkwardly, still plays the ball pretty quickly. Now with Raya. Keeps the legs pumping. Look, almost pulls out of the tackle there of Ramika. Goes to Marshall. Marshall. Kicks back across his body. Damian tracks it back. Oh, well, he's taken an absolute beauty there. Kurt Damian. He never looked comfortable underneath it. He looked for all money he was going to drop it. And somehow on about the fifth attempt, he reels it in before it hits the ground. Fitu Kerai. Looks like Moronga out onto the field. That's his first carry. TJ Moronga. To Edwards. Again, an early kick. Ball's been in play for a little while. I think he wanted to kick it over the sideline, but it's taken a weird bounce. White beats the chase of Worth, who was out there by himself. Makes it to the second level. Going very close to the sideline. There is Ricciana. Davis gets... Well, they saw him coming. And they've nailed him. Well, hopefully he's just winded. We've already seen Tyron Davis make his way up the tunnel with an injury, and now it looks like Dylan has suffered a similar injury. Well, the trainers are trying to get the attention of the referee to again stop play. Marshall puts the kick in. Damian. He takes that one a little bit more conventionally. Well, now players running towards this the injured player, but Davis is going to stay on the field, so that's good news for the Giants. They've already lost an outside back. They can ill afford to lose another. They can also ill afford to concede points here before half time. 3.5 minutes to the break. The Sharks get a penalty there for the offside. And they'll have a perfect opportunity. McIntyre takes the first carry of the set. He has come up with a bobble on play one. The Sharks come up with the error. Well, no pressure to speak of being built by the Sharks. It's 4-4 on the Cash Converter scoreboard. We approach half time. You feel whichever the team can actually start to hold on to the pill might go on and win this game. At the moment, it has been an absolute error-filled opening 40. Marshall tip that on. Busting through a hole. Rangi Kingi gets the pass back to Haney. Haney, he loves his broken field stuff, but he's Chopped down from behind, an important tackle from White. On the back of that, they charge through another big, strong run from Zampamare. Caruth goes to Marshall. Marshall inside to Raya. It's broken down a little bit, but they've got themselves into good field position after the run from Kingy. Caruth goes to Williams. Williams tips that on. Looking to bounce through tackles. Back to Caruth. Caruth gets it back to Williams. Williams gets out of one tackle. Runs into Gilchrist. Now Marshall to Raya. And he's come up with the error. Well, late in the count. They were looking towards an attacking kick at the end of that set. But the mistake, just once again, just not allowing either team to build any sort of pressure. Not allowing this game to build any sort of flow. The final minute before half time. Does Rockingham have a trick shot up their sleeve in this final set? The sun has disappeared. And the lights will start to take effect. So they work down a short side and Barclay, he's got the arm free, trying to find a runner. Gets out of the tackle himself, he doesn't need one. He again tangles with White. That's a good 50-odd metre run from Logan Barclay. Now to Coleman. Coleman to Murphy. Murphy across to Tudor Edwards. He fires one to White. White dummies, goes. White basketball pass over to Afitu Kero. He's up against the sideline. Brendan White makes a tackle on his own teammate to make sure he stays in the field of play. Worth gets to dummy half. Tudor Edwards waits. Goes across, comes back the other way, bounces away from Marshall, arm free, back to Afitu Kerai. Pass was forward. Well, Keelan Tudor Edwards, he's been called for 2 or 3 forward passes in this half. And that, well, that's a fitting way to end this opening 40 minutes. There has been plenty of mistakes, and that's the way we finish the half. On the Cash Converter scoreboard at half time, it is 4-all between the Rockingham Sharks and the Joondalup Giants. Hoping we've got a cleaner second half, but also hoping the scoreline stays this close. It's going to be an exciting second 40. Stick with us. We'll take a break. Be back with the second half after the break. Well, g'day ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Lark Hill Sportsplex for the second half. This fuel to go and play Premiership round 12 match between the Rockingham Sharks and the Joondalup Giants. We are locked at 4-all at half time. Tries in the first half, Kurt Damien for the Sharks. And Zine Carruth burrowed over from dummy half for the Joondalup Giants. Both tries went unconverted, though the Joondalup one was one flag up, one flag down, so it all rested on the shoulders of referee Ben Solomon, who waved it away. And here we go. We're off for the second half. A wobbly kick-off from Marshall, from the Sharks rather. Now Joondalup looking to set the tone early in this second half. Ray up. He's put down. It's Zen Pomare actually. He's got the headgear off. Different look for the second 40. Slow play the ball here from Haney. Chase from dummy half from Damien Worth. As Marshall puts a real floater. Really wanted to test out Kurt Damien. And that one, the ball's come out. Knock on is the ruling. The Joondalup boys down on the fence. They enjoyed that one. Letting Kurt know too. Well, a big defensive set here for the Sharks. Just a couple of minutes into this second half. There would have been plenty spoken about completions, I reckon, at half time. Haney gets away from Worth, comes back towards the middle. A couple of his own players standing in front of him, so he had to be careful not to cause an obstruction. Ricky Hanna. He's put down. Biddle. Towards the line. Not far away from it. Carruth at dummy half. He goes again. Again tries to burrow his way over. This time they hold him up. Very strong. Can't get there on this occasion. Pass to Marshall, to Williams. Williams goes to the line. Put down by Raya. Building. But it all comes tumbling down like Jenga. Sharks to feed the ball. Melvin Coleman will get this game back underway. Rockingham hoping for a completed set. Tudor Edwards plays the ball. Gilchrist goes to White. They're making yards pretty easily, the Sharks. Something they haven't had too many problems with is Damien Worth. Put down just shy of the halfway line. Now Coleman floats one out the back to Barclay. Barclay again going through a hole, gets the pass away. Stepping inside goes Blackburn. Blackburn puts the foot down towards the line. Haney with a one-on-one strip. Oh, what a play that is from Travis Haney. He's going to be tackled in goal, but he has saved a certain try. Well, James Blackburn, he was just about to salute. He was celebrating his try. And the Joondalup fullback came from behind. Comes up with a remarkable play. But the Sharks, the threat is not done yet. It's Damien Worth. Picks out Tiger Williams. And Murphy bouncing away from a couple, but then runs into a strong shoulder. Coleman. That one's tapped up and intercepted. Now the Joondalup Giants with Williams. He's looking for a flyer. He finds Haney. Haney is going to take on Barclay. He's beaten him. Travis Haney goes for the corner. He's not going to be stripped one-on-one. Well, Travis Haney has come up with two massive plays at either end of the field. And Travis Haney scores the try to give the Giants the lead. For the first time in this game. Well, Travis Haney doing it at both ends of the park. One-on-one strip on Blackburn. Saving a try. And an intercept. Well, let's not take away from the intercept from Tiger Williams, who stuck a hand out, knocked the ball up into the air. He wasn't going to have the speed himself. I reckon the minute he took the intercept, he was looking for Haney. Where are you? And his fullback answered the call. As soon as he got the ball, he was always going to take on Logan Barclay. Was putting in the long strides, but could not get him. Marshall from out wide. Moves in. Straightening through the post it goes. Well, I thought that was hooking away, but it just held its line and actually faded late. Knocks that one over. And that's 10 points to 4 on the Cash Converter scoreboard. 7 minutes into the second half. Well, that's added some life to this game. It's 2 to Edwards. Gets a better strike on that one. And the Giants bringing it up towards the middle of the field. Always important to complete after points. It's Bullard. Only knows one way to go. He's put down. Now Pomare. Trying to lift him up. Put him down gently on this occasion. From inside the 40, Marshall puts boot to ball. But the winger was back. Mafitu Kerai gets away from one, gets away from two. Can he get away from White? He can't. Shemaine White makes the tackle. Blackburn only just got to dummy half in time. And it's going to be a penalty here against Damian for an obstruction. Well, he has not had a happy start to this second half. Kurt Damian coming up with an error, giving away a penalty. And now the Giants. Good, strong carry. Pomare Tutagalaveo put down, 20 metres out. Bullard. Pilots that one towards the line. Ruth works the short side. Now Marshall. Short ball. Pomare Tutagalaveo put down. Caruth again going to have a crack. Coleman stops him in his tracks though. Haney to dummy half. Out to Marshall. Marshall rolling it in behind. Looks to be too big. And just shadowed over the dead ball line there by Logan Barclay. Well, he usually measures those ones pretty well, Gus Marshall, but hit that one with a club too high. And he overshoots the green. And back a long way there for that carry for Damien. He'll be happy just to be able to play this football, I'd imagine. And good contact. Murphy puts it down. An error from Rockingham. Joondalup leading 10 points to 4 on the cash converter scoreboard. Around the grounds, courtesy of Franklin Offshore Australia. Repeating the result from the earlier game today. North Beach Seagulls comfortably running out winners 54 points to 14 over South Perth. Jesse Rafferty, a 4-try hero in that game. A big day for Rafferty. Kingy from the scrum win. Stripped one-on-one. Well, Keelan Tudor Edwards coming up with it. Run from Moronga. He's put down. Murphy. Looking to put some late footwork on his opposite number. Gilchrist to Coleman. Coleman floats one over the top on the bounce to Blackburn. Blackburn goes back infield, takes on Williams. Williams makes the tackle. They go down a short side with Barclay. Barclay back to Blackburn. Blackburn going to get a penalty. Joondalup offside. Referee playing advantage there. We'll take the tap and get underway. Coleman looking for a runner. He gets one in McIntyre. He straightens eventually. Gilchrist gets to dummy half. Looking left, goes that way. Louis. Just a settler. Keep going to the left. Tudor Edwards, short ball. White. Well, that one goes between the legs of the dummy half. It's all gone backwards, so play on. Moronga. Sloppy set so far. On tackle 5, a good kick can change all that quickly. Goes to Coleman. Coleman's going to bomb to the corner. Damien chasing it, looks to have too much legs on it and goes touching goal. Well, in the end, nobody wanted to catch that one. Joondalup get a bit lucky with the bounce, I suppose, but the kick from Coleman was too long. Louis claiming that Haney might have put that one down, but the referee disagreed. Bullard catches that one right on the advantage line. Caruth waiting at dummy half. Pomare to Galavao. Standing in the tackle, looking to get the arm free. Takes the tackle. Bullard, his second run in the set. Running at Louis. He's been heavily involved defensively in this set. Goes back to Marshall. Going out wide at Davis. Davis looking to get into the backfield on tackle 5 now. Goes back to Marshall for the kick. He's not under too much pressure, so he goes to the skies. Barclay was down on one knee by the time he took it. Runs at Williams and White. They make the tackle. Damian out of dummy half. Now Coleman. He gets into acting half. Afitu Kerai. Trying to come up with a one-on-one strip there, Marshall. Now he's just trying to come up with a tackle. And he does. To Edwards. To Murphy. Murphy put down.
Get off the line, Joondalup. Get off the line.
Goes to Tudor Edwards. Coleman. Dummies. Goes himself. Kelvin Coleman almost through, but he's squashed by Pomare. Now Tudor Edwards. He's going to go to the sky. He's going to test out the Giants winger. Well, he's taken that nicely, White, and straight away counter-attacks. Stepping past players. He's got a couple in front of him. He beats Tudor Edwards. He's up to the halfway line. McIntyre comes from behind and makes the tackle, but what a kick return from Leon White. Now Irvine to White. That's Jermaine White. He's bent awkwardly in that tackle. He's slow to his feet. Coming back in behind the ruck. Raya. Bouncing out of tackles. Well, all of a sudden, the Rockingham Sharks are starting to fall off tackles. Carruth out of dummy half. He's done this a few times. Coleman leaps up, and this could explode. Carruth's not real happy. Play on, says the referee. Pass goes, hits the deck. Marshall's going to have to clean it up. He gets creamed by Louis as he picks it up off the ground. They still get it out wide to Davis. Davis. The flag's gone up from the touch judge. So that'll be a handover. He was gone into touch. Well, certainly a few people in the crowd thought the Kelvin Coleman tackle might have been high. Referee was okay with it. Okay with the contact. Murphy now to play the ball. 23 and a half minutes to go in this game. So Rockingham Sharks trailing. 10 points to 4 against the Joondalup Giants. The Giants, they're trying to keep their top two hopes alive, whereas the Sharks, well, they've got their eyes set on a minor premiership. Right now, just winning this game would be what they're looking for. And we're going to say one-on-one strip, but knocked forward in the one-on-one strip by Joondalup. It's funny how often there's a one-on-one strip in a game and then all of a sudden there's about 8 more that happen. It's like somebody gets a one-on-one strip and then the players remember that they're allowed to do that. That's the least successful one so far today. The Giants knocking it on. Rockingham with the scrum feed. Pass out to Tudor Edwards, who does a little bit of a skip and looks to pull through tackles, gets an offload away to Worth. He's put down just short of the halfway line. Louis. Whoa, coming through and trying to put a shoulder charge on there was Raya. Luckily he missed, otherwise he would have been penalised. Murphy. To load up, bounced away from the first attempted tackle, but pushed him back towards the centre. Almost a bobble there. Goes to McIntyre, inside pass to Barclay. Barclay stands in the tackle of Raya. And eventually rides him to the ground. Now Murphy just winding up, taking a strong carry. He'll look for a quick play the ball on the back of this, but plenty of defence there from the Giants on tackle 5. Gilchrist out of dummy half towards the line. Well, that one, he's lost the ball in trying to put it down, and the Giants come up with it. Not sure whether he lost that or the referees ruled it was a strip when he was in the act of scoring. I'm not sure exactly what the ruling is, but Haney's come up with the error. Well, trying to play it too quickly. It looked a little sloppy. The referee said it was more than sloppy. So now the Sharks. Golden opportunities. We head towards the final quarter of this game. They're trailing 10 points to 4. But a pretty good position to start. Tudor Edwards there at first receiver. He gets the ball, takes it to the line, out the back to Barclay. Barclay straightens. Logan Barclay goes through, goes over, slides into the in goal. And the Sharks slide to within 2 points of locking this one up. Well, they got themselves into that position after the Haney error. They didn't need long. Logan Barclay, he has looked likely, he has looked dangerous, chiming into the back line on a number of occasions, and when everyone else is going sideways, Barclay straightens straight through the hole. Tudor Edwards. Moves in and locks this one up. Kicks the conversion. It's 10-all on the Cash Converter scoreboard. With just under 19 minutes to play. Well, it's anyone's game. It's Marshall. Well, he gets underneath that one. A short kick off. They're going to try and get the ball back. It's knocked on there by the Sharks. Well, that was an interesting choice of kickoff from Gus Marshall. I don't know that anybody in the ground was expecting that. He's come up with a result for his side. They've got the ball back in great field position. And now he jumps in to lock. And once again, the referee, he likes to see two scrums every time they pack one, just to see if the second one is different to the first one. Kingy almost comes out the other side. Now Davis out of dummy half, able to run a long way before he got to the defensive line. Now Irvine puts it down, and the Sharks come up with it with a pass from dummy half. Didn't do the Giants captain any favours. Was down around his bootlaces. He puts it down. So it remains 10-all as Coleman. Well. Again, another mistake from Rockingham. That time, Marcel Loader, the culprit. Coleman, again, some interesting dummy half play. He sort of stepped out to the left and then threw a pass against the way his body was going. Just a little floater to Loader. Not exactly the way your front rowers want the ball. As Haney, well, he's had some moments in this game, but they're not letting him go anywhere that time. Logan Barclay puts the bear hug on him. Now a one-on-one strip. Loader comes up with it, makes up for his error very quickly. Some would say there might have been two in the tackle, but referee ruling that Murphy wasn't involved. And the Sharks have got the ball through McIntyre. Plays it back to Gilchrist. He goes to Louis. Louis runs into heavy contact, but runs through it and keeps driving. Then Carruth has a second effort on him. And he's done. He's coming off for a breather. He's the Sharks front rower. Terence Remica makes his way out onto the field. Late offload to Gilchrist, to Coleman. Coleman fires a pass out to Worth. Worth puts the kick through the Giants right up against their line. They dive on it and come up with a little knock on the ground. The referee perfectly positioned. Well, the result there for the Sharks. Well, Rockingham about to wrest back the lead. It's currently 10-all. Going down a blind side, two to Edwards. He's put down. Now White. He's a try scorer, but not there. Not quite. Pass goes back to Ramica. He goes straight and hard. Load up. Out here getting in position just outside Murphy. Goes out the back of him. Long ball out to Barclay. Short ball! Blackburn, can he get there this time? Gets over. No one-on-one strip this time. James Blackburn gets the try and the Sharks are back in front. And 14-10, kick to Kung from out wide. Take his time with the kick, you'd think Keelan Tudor Edwards. Once again, it's very similar to the Logan Barclay try in a way. You've got everybody else going sideways. You pick up the bloke, the only person that's running straight. Generally, it's straight into a hole. That's exactly what James Blackburn did. A good little period for the Sharks. They've taken their chances and Joondalup haven't taken theirs. Tudor Edwards moves in. Way out to the right, that one's not going to come back anywhere near enough. But it is Rockingham leading, 14 points to 10 on the Cash Converter scoreboard. 12 minutes left here at Lark Hill Sportsplex. They'll make a double change. Then Pomare to De Golaveo. And also Kingston Niwasiolo out onto the field for the Giants. As Marcel Loader brings it back for Rockingham. A little bit more of a conventional kickoff. McIntyre in behind the line. Beats Williams and almost comes out the other side. Carruth come up with an important tackle. Loader, his second run of this set. Almost stopped as he got to Pomare. Rocked him. And Moronga. No, Ramica rather. Can play the ball. Murphy runs at the marker. Can't get away. Well, it's going to be a penalty here against Murphy for taking the marker out. He's saying that he's actually swept the leg of the marker to take him out, and Rather than just making him play the ball, he's given the penalty to Joondalup. Well, now a chance for them to get back in this contest. Down 14-10. It's been a seesawing second half. Niwasiolo fresh back on the field. He's wrestled down. Eventually will be allowed to play it. Flat pass to Bullard. And there's the call. Came from the touch judge. And from plenty of people in the crowd made that call as well. The Giants fans to the left of me of a different opinion. Now the Sharks. Tudor Edwards. Tip that one wider. Tudor Edwards again. This time he'll go for the run. Perhaps looking to put this one to bed. White to Ramika. Gets the legs lifted and put into a slightly awkward position, but all above board. It's Coleman bounced away from the first tackle. Pomare comes again and a suplex to get him to the ground. Now load up. They work down a short side. Tudor Edwards. Bombs to a corner. Oh, I think this will be a penalty to the Giants. White there just getting tackled when he didn't have the ball. He was looking to hit him as he caught it. I just didn't quite get the timing right. So penalty to Joondalup. And they find touch. 14 points to 10, 8.5 minutes to go. If you were to go and play Premiership round 12, the Giants down in fourth, looking to keep their hopes of a top two finish alive if they can win here. It might also put paid to the Sharks' chances of a minor Premiership. Late offload there, but it was after the held call from the referee, Niwasiolo. Okay, he's gone into a running forward role, and Zane Carruth has stayed in a dummy half. He's done a good job from there. It's Irvine. Irvine straightening through holes, gets the offload back to Carruth. Carruth finds the ground, he's put down. Couldn't link with Haney, quick play the ball. Goes to Marshall on tackle 5. Marshall puts a little kick in behind. The bounce will be important. It bounces kindly for Barclay, and Barclay puts the foot down. Logan Barclay, he finds Worth. I don't know whether he's quite the speedster he was looking for. Now they come to Tudor Edwards. Tudor Edwards goes to the line. Shaped a kick almost. In the end, just takes it into contact. Now with White. White put down. Now Murphy to Loader. Loader. Wants to step his way through. Irvine trying to strip the ball from his grasp. They sweep around to the left. Tudor Edwards gets it on the bounce. Not the best of passes from Ramika. Tudor Edwards says, well, I'll just have to take it into the defence. Ramika again to dummy half. Coleman. Coleman's going to bomb to the sky. Coming through. A contest knocked backwards straight into the arms of White. White. Jermaine White now. He's only got a couple in front of him. He's put down. Now Haney. Not too many in front of him, so you get met heavily and put down. Wanting to play the ball and getting tied up a little bit there with Zach McIntyre. The Sharks looking to hold on for another 6 minutes. The Giants looking to rip this one from their grasp. White down in back play with a bit of cramp. Marshall kicks down to a Fitu Kerai. Take the first tackle. Well, he's going to go towards the sideline of Fitu Kerai and goes out. Well, great defence from the Joondalup Giants. They just held him up and drove him towards the sideline. And now they've got themselves a golden opportunity inside the final 5. Kelvin Coleman's coming from the field, so I'm not sure what that's about. You're pulling your 7 off at this stage of the game. TJ Moronga, he's gone out into the middle. Maybe that's just a defensive move. Trying to shore up their defence here in the final 4 minutes and hold on. Oh, and there he's absolutely spilled his lollies. There's Zine Carruth. Looking to go for another powerful charge from dummy half, but came up without the ball. Well, they're not going to have too many better opportunities than that, you wouldn't think, in this final 4 minutes. Rockingham leading 14-10 on the Cash Converter scoreboard. Now they'll have the ball. Get through this set. Manage this game towards an ugly but important victory. It's Barclay, looks to go to the outside, a big, expansive dummy. A little closer to the sideline than perhaps his captain and coach would have liked, but a good run out of dummy half. From Damien, one of the Sharks' try scorers. Their first one, in fact. Worth. Gets the pass to McIntyre. Gilchrist at dummy half. Goes to Worth, he's put it down. And the Giants dive on it. So they've got that from 0 tackle. Nuaciolo caught a little high. Well, he claims to the referee that he was caught a little high from load up. Gets no love. Looks like he's got another look. Does Pomare, Tutukalavo. Now, going out the other side and a good run here from Kingy. Kingy with the fullback to beat. Great tackle from Barclay. Had to be made. Now Haney. Haney tries to burrow in underneath the defence. Marshall gets to dummy half. He takes a couple of steps, gets it to Irvine. Irvine goes the short pass, and it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty for obstruction to the Sharks. Well, finding different ways to mess up their opportunities, the Giants. Yeah, the Sharks ball boy is taking the rest of the night off, trying to take some time off the clock. Now we tap and go with McIntyre. Here's a good shot from Raya. Forced pass out the back. Play on. Tudor Edwards stands. He's got the arms free, thinking about an offload as well. Decides against it. Now Murphy. Murphy put down centre field, 40 out. White. On tackle 5. So look to Tudor Edwards for the kick. He gets hit as he kicked it there. It's going to bounce over the dead ball line. They're coming out to the 20. Zealand's just now getting back to his feet, but they'll get a 7-tackle set here. As White takes the first on 0 tackle. Well, you've got to think Haney's got to be involved here somewhere, somehow. He's the key if the Giants are going to do something this final 20 seconds. Goes out to Irvine. Can he get a late offload? He does, but he throws it a mile forward, and the Rockingham Sharks, they will win this game. 10 seconds to go. Runs towards the sideline now, Keelan Tudor-Edwards. And the siren sounds in the background. And Rockingham, they win this one 14 points to 10. It won't be enough for them to go back to the top of the table. The Fremantle Roosters with the bye. Well, they will stay in top spot. But the Sharks, they'll be happy to walk away with the 2 points. It wasn't their best performance of the year, and I think they would be the first ones to say that. They get the win, and they stay equal leaders in the fuel to go and play Premiership. The North Beach Seagulls, big winners earlier today as well, 54 points to 14 over the South Perth Lions, with Jesse Rafferty scoring 4 tries. So North Beach will stay in third. The Giants, well, it looks like they're going to settle in now to fourth spot. But they showed there tonight they're more than capable of beating absolutely anybody on their night. So as we take another step closer towards finals, we'll keep drawing that picture for you. Tonight it is the Rockingham Sharks victorious at Lark Hill Sportsplex, 14 points to 10. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next week.